Yes, good night to you all. Let me see who is on. I am seeing Nika. I'm seeing Fitzroy, Clive, Ruth, Jennifer, Deborah, Charmaine, Joyce, Dalton. Good night to you. Sky. Good night to you. Ruth Chitterman. Good night to you. Karen Williams. Paula. Good night to all of you. And you realize this setting is not the normal setting for the program today. Are you all hearing me? Let me just make sure on that first because I'm not doing it the normal way that I do it with all the setup and all of that. And I'm not even doing the full 2 hours tonight. I just decided to come on because I know several people have been asking, well, we ain't seeing the program, we're not seeing the program, we're not seeing the program. So I decided to come on, even if it's just for an hour tonight. And as you can see, Javon is there in the background. All right, so they hear me loud and clear. Mr. Gwa, sit down. All right, yes. And tomorrow, real budget day starts tomorrow, huh? Yeah, as far as I'm concerned. Now, you won't be able to call in, so you'll have to send your messages to me on the chat itself. Even the WhatsApp is not on. This is a forced program because especially, and somebody please reach out to Cami and tell Cami that we're on. Somebody please reach out to Cami and tell Cami that we're on tonight, because I know that several people have been going to my office, and my office is actually by Cami. Yeah? That is what it's called, my office. They've been going to my office, and they've been speaking to, to Cami, trying to find out what is going on. So I just decided to come on, even if it's for a few minutes tonight, to let you all know what's up, to let you all know that I'm here, a bit more gray. Yeah, the last month has been a rough one. Yeah, so you realize that I've gotten a lot more gray. Yeah, but I am here. So I am just coming on to touch base with you all and let you all know that I'm okay and everything is okay with me. Yeah, no health challenges this time. I'm okay. Yeah. I had some health challenges a bit earlier in the year actually, and but that has been, yeah, we offer that now. We good. But right now, I just decided to come on and say a special good night to all of you. And I'm seeing you, Dylan Pierre. I'm seeing you there. Christine Alexander. Let me see, Joyce Lewis. I'm seeing Marilyn Ferguson. Good night to you. Earl Benjamin. Good night to you as well. I wonder why I'm seeing everybody's name showing up in this funny way tonight. I'm not sure why I'm seeing it showing up like that. Um, Let me send a message to a good friend of mine. I know, yeah, yeah, just letting them know. Yeah, yeah, I'm just letting them know that I'm on, right? Yeah, just letting them know that I'm on. Again, it is not the normal setup. Yeah, I know. I have not been on for close to a month. I have not been on, and I do humbly apologize for that. But I had other things that I had to do that were unavoidable in the context. Yes, that were unavoidable. I'm still off island. I'm still not on Grenada at this point in time. Contrary to popular belief by some cowardly people, I'm not hiding from anybody. I have other things to do that took me off of the island. And so I am not on Grenada at this point in time. I'm not in Grenada. I'm not on Grenada at this point in time. I will be in due time. I will be back in Grenada. I'm not hiding from anybody. If you all know me and anybody that knows me personally, some people know me through the program only. Some people know me, they've worked with me, and other people know me from interactions either in town or so on or things like that. And anybody who can say that they truly know me afraid nobody. And I ain't afraid nothing. So those who continue to push the narrative that I'm in hiding and I'm not there and all this sort of nonsense. I'm not on the island. Yes, correctly. It took them 9 months. 9 months. The people who claim to have all the information about everything and know everything about everybody, it took them 9 months to realize that I'm not on the island. 9 whole months. These were the people who seem to know everybody's business. And it took them 9 months to realize that I'm not on island at this point in time. And 9 whole months for the people that have everybody business. So they gave the impression that I'm hiding and that I'm not on island and I run away and all sorts of things that are furthest from the truth. And that's why they have to do these things behind fake names and that sort of thing. The Attorney General is an idiot. I'm not even bothering with the Attorney General. She's a bumbling idiot. The woman has cost the state of Grenada. Pretty soon it'll be in the millions with all the cases that she has lost. She's a bumbling idiot, and I really don't have much time for idiots. As you know, yeah. There are certain times, as I always say, that I don't have time for stupid people. Yeah? I don't have time for stupid people. And she's a stupid person. I don't have time with her. When the time comes, if there is a court matter, when I return to Grenada, I will deal with the court matter, and my legal people will deal with the court matter. I'm not hiding from anybody. Of course, they have to put that narrative out there because they need that narrative to circulate with their supporters out there that, oh, we have him against the ropes and he's afraid and he had to run. I ain't running from nobody. I ain't running from nobody because none of them are worth their weight in gold. None of them. Intellectually, they are void. Morally, they are inept. So I don't have to be afraid of any of them. So I'm not in hiding from anybody. I was busy otherwise. As I said, I had health challenges. Those who are extremely close to me know exactly what was the case. At the point in time, these people were trying to reach me. I'm not afraid to say it here right now. At the point in time, these people were trying to, I was hospitalized. And these people were talking about they trying to reach me and also talking them and all kind of, I was hospitalized at the point in time. What am I supposed to do? Bother with these people at that point in time or bother with my own health? Yeah, I'm not hiding anything. I'm saying it as it is. I was hospitalized. Yeah. So when they come and they put out their stories like, oh, he afraid and he hiding and he was hiding from us and we could deal with him. Yeah, the Attorney General know which cat she's skinning. It might be sure, not mine. No, I don't have. So I don't know what she's talking about. But that's definitely not the case. Yeah, because at the point in time that they try to make me, yes, I know that's my business, Christine, but I'm just letting people know that that was the situation. I was in hospital at that point in time. Yeah. I don't have to say why I was in hospital, but I was in hospital at that point in time. Yeah. And the facts are there, the records are there. There's nothing to hide in relation to that. Yeah. But but we'll say that I'm okay right now. Okay? Yes, I'm pretty okay. Right? Alban Harris, good night to you, bro. Somebody phone Mr. and Mrs. Watson, tell them I'm on, please. My good friends, Mr. and Mrs. Watts. Why this thing making all this noise in my live day? You can't make no. Let me turn off the notifications on this thing so it wouldn't make them noise on them on my live. So I take out that. Right. Nice. And I'll leave this one on just in case. Yeah, nice. Right. Yeah, so we leave that off. Yeah. No, I think these people are afraid of talking points, and that's the main thing. They're afraid of the program. They realize that their lies are exposed. They realize that we give the Grenadian people truthful information because in all the years that I've been doing this program, in fact, last month, and unfortunately, during the month of November, the entire month I was off, and during that month, we celebrated would have been the third anniversary. Yeah, the third anniversary of Talking Points. Yeah, it was on the 16th of November. Talking Points was 3 years old, and I couldn't even come on that night to say that, look, it's Talking Points is on for 3 years and that sort of thing. I was unable to do that. But we are on tonight, Hey, brother Watts, you there, man? Good night to you, brother Watts. Kiame. Good night to you, my dear. I hope you're having a wonderful night tonight. Yeah. Mommy George, in case you're there, somebody tell Mommy George that I'm on. Please just phone your friends and tell them. I can't send out the messages because, as I said, it's not the normal setup. And if I do attempt to come on tomorrow night, it may be back like this again. It may not be the proper setup again. So it may have to be this sort of setting again. If I come on tomorrow night at all or on Friday night, I'll try my best to come on at that point in time. I'm just trying to wrap up things where I am. So we're in the process of wrapping up and so on. So it has taken a lot of my time. In fact, I just got home, not even 15 or 20 minutes good. As soon as I came home, I just put on the laptop and decided that I would come on and speak to you all for a while. And as I said, I won't be on for 2 hours. I will be on for a little while, but I will not be on for 2 hours because there are many things. Me being out of Grenada, there are many things that are taking place. You all have to tell me, because I ain't there. So you all have to tell me. And they already have the people set up in the airport to take picture and say, look, he's trying to sneak back in and all kind of things. Don't worry. When I'm re-entering the island, I'll make sure and let everybody know that I'm re-entering the island because, again, I'm not afraid of any of them. Yeah? I'm not afraid, but I hope that they know as well that there will be, in the near future, consequences to their actions. I hope they've paid attention to what has taken place to certain people who thought that there was the biggest, baddest thing in the Caribbean quite recently. They thought there was the world boss, the biggest, baddest in the Caribbean. Yeah? And they end up like a bicycle. One seat. Yeah? So they need to pay attention to what has happened to others in the region. And if they think that they will be excluded from that club, they should call an election and find out what takes place with them when that time comes. Yeah? They should call an election, find out what's going to happen with them. Because I'm a Grenadian citizen. Yeah? I have all right to leave my country when I'm ready. I have all right to return to my country when I'm ready. No one, and I mean no one, be it Cinti daughter, as my good friend Jenny Simon does call her, no one will dictate when I return to the island or when I leave the island. No one will dictate that. I'll make that absolutely clear. When I am ready, good and ready, me, when I am ready to return, I will return. And I have no fear in returning because them so can't scare me. The NDC of 2008 to 2013 could not scare me. They had 11 seats to our 4. And we huffed all the 11. And they could not scare me at that point in time. In the height of their power, they could not scare me. So what makes this group of infantile, puerile individuals, with the set of magie that they're making, think that they can actually scare me or scare anybody else? And I think it is time that each and every one of us ensure that we do what is necessary. We know that elections will be coming up sooner in Grenada rather than later. Let me repeat that. Especially after listening to the budget that was presented there. You have to know that elections in the state of Grenada will be coming sooner rather than later. And there are many of you that are listening to this tonight that still have not checked the voters list to ensure that your name is there. There are many of you who are listening to this program that still have not followed what we've been saying. And now we are in the 12th month of the year. We had to skip the 11th year. We're in the 12th month of the year, which means that we all have the responsibility to speak to and bring into the fold of the new National Party 12 people. And they have to be different from the 11 people that we spoke to and brought in last month. Sky, no, not green is the code. Green is the scene. Yeah? No, I got to deal with that call later. Yeah, not green is the code. Green is the scene. Yeah, we ain't on no code. The scene is green, right? So we're telling them as it is. Green is the scene. Because you have a situation where we need to do our homework. Victory does not just drop into the lap of political parties. You have to work for it. You have to organize for it. You must do your canvas. You must do your homework. Because if you do not do your homework, when the time for the final exam comes, you are going to fail. So all of us that identify as supporters of the New National Party have certain responsibilities. And our responsibilities are one, defend our party. And there is no specific order, but we must defend our party. We must defend our leadership. You cannot have people there denigrating your political leader and all of we sit down there, mum. We cannot do that. We saw them for years do that to Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. We saw them for years call him all sorts of negative names, accuse him of everything under the sun. Everything they could possibly think of accusing him of, they've accused him of. We've seen it. And now we see them starting to do the same thing to our new political leader, the Honorable Emlyn Pierre. And somehow we sit down there, we ain't defending the lady. We have to defend our political leader. I'm saying it straight. We have to defend our political leader. Do not allow them, whether it's on social media, whether it's in the street, whether it's in the supermarket, whether it's on the bus, defend your political leader. Because don't feel they're defending theirs. You can't say nothing about their political leader. They want to jump down your throat because freedom of speech in the state of Grenada, inclusive of the islands of Carriacou, one of my homes, and Petit Martinique, another one of my homes, inclusive of the islands of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. It seems as though freedom of speech is not free. That freedom of speech belongs to one group of individuals, while the rest of us, we have to hush our mouth or face the consequences. Had 2022 ended, and I kept my mouth shut, and up to today kept my mouth shut, do you think anybody would have been trying to drag me to the High Court as if I frayed court? You think anybody would have been trying to malign my name in the way that they're maligning it? You think any of them would have been trying all the negative things that they're trying? No. They would have said, Yoshima, had I come out and said, I'm done with the New National Party and I joined NDC. You think any of them would have been attacked? That'd be the best thing since sliced bread. You remember what they were saying about number 10 before she became a member. You know all of the negative comments, the statements about mental retardation. They call her all sorts of negative names. They had the worst to say about her until she said, I am now one of you. I'm done with them. I is one of all you know. So now she's the best thing since sliced bread. Understand the mentality of the people that we are dealing with right now. They believe that they alone hold all the ideas in the state of Grenada. They believe that all the morality within the state of Grenada belongs to them. They believe that all of the intelligence and all of the capability belongs to them. They believe that everybody else is stupid. And because they believe everybody else is stupid, they're trying to treat us like we're stupid. I will be listening to the entire budget debate. I'll be listening. Both the upper and lower house. I'll be listening to everything that is said. And believe me, some of them go pay for their mouth in that parliament. They're going to pay for it. Because they will not stop this program. No one has been able to stop this program. The only person to stop this program is the person who's speaking on it right now. Me. I'm the only person to stop this program. And Almighty God before me. But they cannot stop this program. So I'm just making it clear. Just making it absolutely clear. Because over the next few days, you will hear a lot of nonsense, a lot of magie, a lot of falsities wrapped up in some shreds of truth. You will hear all sorts of nonsense. For instance, I'm waiting with bated breath to hear the idiot from Carriacou. Yes, Mr. Pinky. They call him now Pinky Totux. I am waiting to hear what he has to say. Because the people of Carriacou are not just viewers to my program. The people of Carriacou are blood relatives of me. They're my blood relatives. Blood. I can go to Carriacou right now and go to my grandfather's grave. I can go to Carriacou right now and go to my grandmother's grave. Yeah? I can go to my aunts and my uncles' graves and show you where my relatives are buried in Carriacou, where they were born and where they were buried in Carriacou. So nobody can tell me I can't talk on Carriacou people problems. That there are still mothers that you bring material since before Carnival for on the island of Carriacou, start to build the house and abandon them, and then talking about budget. Nonsense. Absolute unequivocal nonsense. That there are still people in Carriacou in terrible situations who have been abandoned by the ruling administration and Mr. Pinky Totux. That is the situation of people in Carriacou at this point in time, and Petit Martinique. And Petit Martinique is even worse, because while they jump around and they're talking, they're focusing on me. There are people in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, and let's talk about Petit Martinique for a while here. Because you have the fishermen in Petit Martinique who are depending on the tuna trade. That is what some of these guys have known for their entire lives. They are depending on the tuna trade. Where is the biggest market for the tuna trade? The biggest market for the tuna trade is the United States. What has happened? The United States has said, we are not going to be accepting any tuna from Grenada. Nor are we going to accept lobster, nor are we going to accept lambi, nor are we going to accept sea egg, nothing. You can send no seafood to us as of January 1st. This administration has still not rectified that problem. Up to this point in time, we have how many more days in the month? We have what? 27, 28 days remaining in the month. And up to this point in time, they have not put any mechanism in place. They have not even used diplomatic channels with the American government to try and forestall what is going to be happening as of the 1st of December. And remember, some of these same men with a tuna boat, some of them tuna boat, they mash up, they just getting it back in order, and so to go out into the water to try and build back up some money. So they use their savings to fix the boat, because government just saying they give people money, but they use their savings to fix the boat so that they can make the money to build back the house and to fix the house and to help their mother or their father that need their house fixed. And now the main place that they were able to send their tuna to has said that, hey, you can't send no tuna to us again. No. We want nothing from Grenada, because you are supposed to provide documentation. You all have not provided the documentation. And as such, we are not going to allow you to send anything to the United States. And it's not just about whaling and that sort of thing. There are laws that have to be passed. There are documentation that have to be provided. And the government of Grenada is not doing it. They were warned earlier this year. They were warned a couple of years ago about the possibility of this happening. And they have still, up to this point in time, not done what was necessary. St. Vincent, who actually is probably one of the last islands that have in the Caribbean chain that does any sort of whaling, they were not barred. The two countries that were barred were St. Lucia and Grenada. St. Vincent is still allowed to send their fish. So in case all you know what's going to happen, right? The Petit Martinican boatmen going to go and register the boat up in St. Vincent, you know. Because while there's a ban on Grenada, there's no ban on St. Vincent. So they are going to go and start to register their boats in St. Vincent, and they're going to start to sell their tuna through St. Vincent, which is going to add to the Vincentian economy and not the Grenadian economy, because they have to survive. And if it's one thing the people of Petit Martinique and Carriacou know is how to survive. They have to survive. And there are so many issues that are facing our people. We can speak of the state of the roads. And no, I'm not speaking of the state of the road between Grand and Sandton. There's a project taking place, and we understand when these projects are taking place, although they do a lot of stupidness while they're doing the project in the way that they wanted to deal with the traffic. And I don't know who was the harebrained person that came up with some of these concepts in relation to how to let the traffic flow or not flow. Seem to have misunderstood that is Grand Anse you're dealing with, the most high traffic area in the state of Grenada. Nowhere has the volume of traffic that Grand Anse has. And for the duration that it has, 24 hours a day and night, day and night, traffic, 7 days a week, public holidays, everything. Grand Anse have traffic. So you have to be very wise in how you conduct the traffic issues with the Grand Anse area. But we're not even talking about there. We're talking about the state of the roads, other place that people have to be buying drop link, and that to be buying bearing, and that to be buying tires, and what people are going through. And remember, every time you go to buy the tires, I want you all to remember something. And every time you all go to buy the drop link and all of that. And let me see if I can take this call on here. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Hello. Kami, you alone to do that one and get through. I don't know if people hearing. Folks, let me know if you all are hearing. Yes. Oh dear. Okay. But Kami, but people are not. Yes, but people are not hearing you. People are not hearing you, though. I have to find a way to get this to work properly so people can hear you. But I'm hearing you. All right. Okay, my dear. Of course. All right, my dear. So we're going to talk soon again. All right. Okay, Kami. Love you too, Kami. Yeah, folks, that was, I hope you all are hearing me now. That was Miss Kami. Yeah, are you all hearing me now? Are you all still hearing me? I know you all were not hearing Kami, but are you all hearing me now? I just waiting for the message because I find the thing was looking kind of suspicious there a while ago. Yeah, but I think you all should be hearing me. All right, great. Yeah. No, Kami was just telling people that my other grandmother is from Springs. I could bring you to her grave too, right there in Springs. Yeah. And my grandfather is from St. John. He's from Back Street in Guave. Yeah. No, but he ain't buried in Grenada. No, he buried in Trinidad. But I know he grave there. All right. So it's not a situation like I have to be afraid to re-enter my own country. These people out of order and disrespectful, they're damn fast. And let me see, Ron Julian is asking, I want your thoughts on the government not wanting to pay debt. Days before the hurricane, they suspended the fiscal. No, I don't think that's correct. They suspended the Fiscal Responsibility Act after the hurricane, not before. Yeah, they suspended it after, and they have said that they are going to be suspending it for an extended period of time. They have not given a timeline. I think that they're just using it as an excuse to be able to access more money without the suspension of the Fiscal Responsibility Act. It is my personal belief the government would not have been able to even make salaries on a monthly basis. They are operating on a deficit as far as I'm concerned. They'll say differently, but as far as I'm concerned, they're operating on a deficit. And if they were to cancel the suspension of the Fiscal Responsibility Act, it means that those millions of dollars that they now are able to access and say, okay, we're going to pay salaries with this and we're going to pay whatever bills with that, that money would have to go towards debt repayment. So Sky, yes, of course, is a Springs man. So they are trying, when they suspended the debt right now, that is their operational money that they're using right now and trying to give people the impression that they're doing so well. Yeah? All right, by tomorrow night, Ron and others, by Moko. What's up, bro? By tomorrow night, what I'll do is I'll try to sort it out to get it as close as possible to a normal setting. I'll try to set it up as close as possible. I am not where I was just 4 weeks ago. I'm in a different location to where I was then, and that was a different location to where I was a little while before that. So I keep changing locations and so on. Yeah, due to what I'm doing, I keep changing locations, and due to that, it has affected my ability to do the program in the way that I want to do the program, and so I've had to resort to using the camera on the laptop. But I said, nah. When I got the final message from a good friend of mine in New York, and I got the message from Cami, I said, oh God, no. Sheldon, you have to force it. Drop whatever it is and come on tonight. Yeah? Come on tonight. Somebody's saying that they're not hearing me at all, and I don't know why. Everybody else, right? Yeah, they're hearing, right? Some people are hearing, some people, one or two people say they're not hearing. I'm not sure why you are not hearing. Yeah. And folks, tomorrow, I wish you see, I don't even have the system to pull up my little thing and show all you and so. But tomorrow, the leader of His Majesty's opposition, the Honorable Emlyn Pear, will be giving her response to the 2026 budget. That will be at 9 a.m. And of course, it will be broadcast via Talking Points. So you could tune in to Talking Points from 9 o'clock Grenada time, because I think the time changed in New York and England and so on, and Canada, the time has changed. So 9 o'clock Grenada time. And folks, remember, those of you out there, remember all the time change, yeah? So all you have to tune in, you understand, right? Right. So you have to tune in tomorrow from 9 o'clock. The Honorable Emlyn Pear will be on. And let me tell you all, you know they can't come under our live and do the stupidness. So they will go under the other lives and say one set of stupidness while she's talking. But what I want you all to do is to pay attention to when the leader of His Majesty's opposition speaks tomorrow morning. When she speaks, I want you to pay particular attention to the points that she is making as regards the budget. Because several people, they are saying, oh, best budget and this budget and so on. And you see, years ago, when I attended the T.A. Murray Show community, in fact, it was so long ago, let's just say, how old is boy, again old. How much years ago that it was the Grenada National College, and I was within the facility when it became the T.A. Murray Show Community College, along with another fellow who happens to hold the Prime Ministership of Grenada right now. But there was a class that I went to by a man, now deceased, by the name of Mr. Ralston Adams. And Mr. Ralston Adams, God bless that man's soul, taught many of us critical thinking. And critical thinking teaches you how to look at a statement and, as my deceased aunt would say, to suss it out. To listen to a statement and see, hey, this person is speaking the truth, or this person is lying, or to understand the direction that that person is coming from, to understand fallacies, mistakes in thought patterns that people have. Yeah? So they can't fool people like me, a student of Mr. Ralston Adams. I saw his wife a few months, well, sometime earlier this year. I saw his wife. Yeah, they can't fool students. I know many of you listening to this are also students who know Mr. Ralston Adams. They can't fool these students. Yeah? So when you hear them come with their fancy talk during the budget debate, yeah, you have to be able to respond. You have to understand the Honorable Emlyn Pear is going to do a masterful job at taking apart different aspects of budget 2026. And I'm not going to go into the budget because I think it is important for us to listen first to the response of the opposition benches in relation to the budget. Yeah, I ain't too interested to hear what the government side have to say, you know. Because I can tell you what they're going and say. Lie, 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 lie. And oh yeah, lie. That's all they're coming with. And a set of nonsense and personal attacks. Yeah, so they will come and say big dog and then say it's not that they say again. That's the kind of nonsense we're going to have from that side of the house. So I'm not really too interested in what they have to say. Yeah, because I'm still waiting on the 500 houses a year that was promised in the manifesto that was spoken about in the 2023 budget. We're still waiting to hear when those 500 houses will be there. They have people out there lying about the project 500 houses. People are not one Grenadian family is living in a project 500 house. None. As of the 3rd day of December 2025, I can challenge the government to show me one instance, just one, of any family living in a project 500 house. And I know they can't do it because none are. And why would my laptop decide that is now it want to do this? Come on, laptop, don't do that to me. Yeah. Ron Julian, no, I don't have time to watch other programs. I was very busy for the last few weeks. I do not have time to watch any of the other programs. So questioning me in relation to those other programs. To KJ? Nah, I call out KJ and I done with KJ. KJ ain't going back on my show again. I done with that. I call KJ, I expose him for what he is, and I done with that. You need KJ on my program again. If he wants to do a program, he could do the same thing I just do. Get a laptop, put it in front of him, go on YouTube and talk. He go come on my platform to poison the minds of the listeners. Well, he can't poison the minds because you all think critically. But we don't have time when we could be speaking about constructive things to deal with idiots. So we're not going to bring him here again. I mean, I done with that. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm saying that we have to understand how to think critically, because these people would tell you one thing and then they will come back and tell you that they never told you that. And that is why I find it important to play them in their own voice, in their own body, saying what they claim they did not say. So when they came to the Grenadian people and they said, we're going to build 500 houses a year, and even on certain platforms, 500 per constituency per year, and Grenadians are still waiting on those homes, we know is lie, they does lie. When they come to you and they say they have evidence of this and evidence of that, and up to now, nothing can come of it, you know these people does lie. When they come and they tell you they meet a pregnant treasury, and now they're telling you they never say that, you know these people does lie. And there are many, many, many more. We could play it and we could say it. But again, the setup tonight does not allow for that. Chris London, how are you doing? Hope everything is okay with you, Chris. Yeah. So I'm telling you, we have to be very, very vigilant, and we have to defend our party and defend our leadership. Our sister party, and I want to send congratulations to Dr. Friday. As you know, on this same program, we've had Dr. Friday on this. I don't know how many of you remember that, but we did call Dr. Friday one night and had him live on Talking Points. And I think, you know what? We're going to call, when we set up the system again, we're going to put in a call to the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines on Talking Points. Yes, we will bring him on. Yeah? Because we had him on before, so I mean, there's nothing new. We could have him on again. Yeah? On Talking Points. Because it is important for us to understand why it is important to defend our party and defend our leader. I think too many of us as New National Party supporters, we've been too quiet, and some of us being too coward. Yeah? I'm saying some of us, even though I'm not one of them. Some of us too quiet, and some of us too coward. And if you bend your head for these NDC people, they're going to bust it for you and send you in the hospital that do have aspirin, and you can't even get the thread to sew the stitch stitch your head. They don't even have that. So you have to be careful, but you have to stand up for principle. Grenada is supposed to be a democratic country. Anybody is supposed to be able to go out there and put forward their ideas of the direction they believe Grenada should go and be able to call leadership into question if they believe that the leadership of the country is going the wrong way. They're supposed to have the right to be able to do that. And nobody should be allowed to take that right away from you. You have to stand up and defend your right to speak. I see many people being bullied on social media. So when I hear the Prime Minister talking this morning about people on social media, Prime Minister, let me say something to you, Mr. Deacon and Miss Mitchell. Your people is the most nasty, most vile, most disgusting individuals it have on social media on planet Earth and even the space station. They are the ones that as soon as they see a person say something positive towards the New National Party or some member of the New National Party, jump and start to sampat them on social media. They are the people that taking aspects of people's personal life and trying to throw it on social media to try and degrade that individual in the eyes of people. People know all kind of thing about me, or they are me care. Or you can say what all you want, but you better be able to defend it in court because I kind of fed up on Somalia right now. Because you have people you never meet, they never meet you, they never talk with you, they never work with you, they never even live in the same postcode as you, they never live in the same area as you. But they are the most to say about you, like if they know you. Or they don't know people and all they want to say all kind of thing about them. That's why Nurse Wendy and had to do some all the way she doing all the Wendy. Rake them over the coals, girl. So when I hear the Prime Minister talking this morning about all the nonsense, have any of you ever heard him call out his people and say to them, stop it? Have you ever heard him go on any platform, any forum, and say to his people, cool it? All he says is, well, me, you know who these people is. But they are doing this in defense of you. So if you come out to them and say, listen, you all are doing this thing, you all need to stop it. It is not nice. You all can't be saying these kind of things about people. Instead, they are taking information that they gather through government sources and passing it to people like Manna Disgusting Crew, because no one person is that profile, there's a few of them. But these people forget that they had to come back on the island named Grenada too. You had to come back, you know. And they might be very surprised what might be waiting for you legally when you reach back in Grenada, because we know who you all are. Because it's not one person. Some in Grenada and outside of Grenada too, with a key ringleader in Florida. So when the Prime Minister comes and talk about, oh, these disgusting comments and so, talk to your social media crew. Talk to your public relations officers. Talk to some of your government ministers who have access to some of those profiles that are saying the most nasty thing. Yes, we know for a fact that 2 government ministers, well, one is an MP, but 2 government ministers have access to some of those profiles that are saying those nasty things out there. Want to know? I know a lot. I know a lot. And I'm going to say it when the time is right. Screenshots don't lie. Don't come and tell me no AI. Take me to court if what I put out when I put it out is not true. Take me to court. I don't want to take me to court. Again, all the opportunity. Take me to court when I put out those things. That is what I want all you do. Because you come out and saying that people on social media, this is the worst, and people saying all sorts of things out there and all kind of thing. And you have done absolutely nothing to rein these people in. You have done nothing to tell your people, stop it. Instead, the Government Information Service is sending emails and tagging some of these people who do the nastiest attacks on people. Some of these profiles have openly said that they are supportive of the National Democratic Congress. In other words, they're doing your dirty work. And you ain't care, they can say what they say, and when they say what they say, and all kind of thing. Then all they go on to say sorry when one of these profiles causes somebody to take their own life, because it has happened in various countries. And eventually, if these profiles continue, no, not me, them can't break me, are unbreakable. But there are other people who cannot defend themselves. There are people who are teenagers and young adults who are being attacked, and the most vile things are being said about them on these social media platforms. And I've never seen the Prime Minister come out and say to those profiles, and he knows who some of these people are, I'm sure. He knows. Because they must remember, it's publicly accessible information if the government of Grenada requests information regarding Facebook profiles. That information is public. Because we know that you all will ask of Facebook to supply the information regarding certain profiles. So you all know who these people are. You all have access to that information. Some of these people have openly said, you all have met some of these people. And from what we hear, you all are paying some of these people to go out there and spread the nastiness that they're spreading. So you have contributed the most to the pot of magie that is out there right now. And now you're coming to talk about it. You should shame. You should hide your head in a crocus bag. You should be the last person to talk about people attacking people and saying nasty thing about people on social media. Who does do that more than NDC people? They can't come under this program. Because I ain't looking for friend. I blocking them one time. I embarrassing them and I blocking them. When they jump in my Facebook profile, I embarrassing them and I blocking them. I don't need them in my life. So once they come wrong, block, gone. They call this program when we have phone lines open and them kind of thing. And you know we just drop it. We put in their phone number there, call them and deal with them. Let them take out 2,000 phone calls in a night. Let them deal with that. We have no fear of these people. And you know, it was interesting when I heard that as well, because it took me back to, it would be 2014, I believe it was. In the Parliament of Grenada, we introduced the Electronic Crimes Act. I was the individual, me, at the time, I was a member of the Senate. And when the bill came in relation to the Electronic Crimes Act, I was the one that introduced that bill into Parliament to turn it into law. You had various people in the media that said there were certain sections, the same sections that the Prime Minister asking for now, so that there would be penalties for people who are attacking people and saying things about them on social media. Those of you that are old enough to remember that we told them that we had those sections in the Electronic Crimes Act already. And all of these people who were on social media at the time, and the opposition forces, and even people from next door islands and so on, they draft them to come in and attack the then new government of Grenada in relation to the Electronic Crimes Act and those specific sections. And the same thing, we had all 15 seats. NNP at that point in time could have said, well, look, let's, NNP could have said at that time, let us remove the, I'm just checking something here, I just got a message in. Right. My goodness, yeah. I'll take care of that one the next day. I ain't taking care of that one right now. So I was saying, when we had those sections in the Electronic Crimes Act, it was meant to protect people. It was not meant to protect Sheldon. It was not meant to protect Dr. Tigert, Honorable Keith Mitchell, or Honorable Emlyn Pure, or Honorable Gregory Bowen. It was meant to protect the people of Grenada. When we introduced that, a lot of folks don't know the Electronic Crimes Act is very clear on certain things, you know. Do you know that if you are found in possession of child pornography in any form, they didn't talk about that. That we were the ones that introduced laws against child pornography in Grenada. So that if you are found with child pornography on your phone, that is nude pictures or sexually explicit pictures of children on your phone, on your computer, in your email address, in your outbox or your trash, yeah, on your hard drive, on a flash drive. And if people still use DVD and CD, on a DVD or CD. But if you are found with any of these, even you have access to a cloud thing and it has it in it, you, my friend, are going to jail. We were the ones that introduced that. They didn't talk about that part of the law. But the part to protect people, when people say nasty things about them, they came and said that we, the New National Party, were criminalizing libel again because we were putting in the law consequences if people went there and were saying things about you. And at that time, you didn't have AI yet, where somebody could take your face, put it on a nude body and say, that is you in the room doing whatever doing. There wasn't AI yet where somebody could take your voice and manipulate it and have you saying something that's not real. But it is the vision of the New National Party that foresaw that 10, 15 years later, you would have these things, because already at that time, you were having people that went into depression because people went on Facebook and say nasty things about them, or Instagram. And that time, I think it had tagged and all these things, that they were going there and saying all these nasty things about people. And these people were getting so depressed that they wanted to kill themselves. And so what did the New National Party do at that point in time? Within the law, there were clauses there to protect people. But there were also clauses to protect the accused, because sometimes you may have been accused of it and it wasn't you. So the protection for the person who is accused is that if you say, I am the one that posts a nude picture of you online, then you had to prove it's me that posted that picture. Yeah? Which is not in itself an easy thing to do, because you would have to be able to prove that that message came from this IP address and that that individual was there at that time in front of the computer, or that person has said to somebody that they were the one that did it or so on, or that there's some other proof. So the burden of proof was not on the person to defend themselves and say it wasn't me. If you claiming I'm the one that said that, or I'm the one that did that video, or I'm the one that put out that picture, you have to prove that it wasn't a hacker that hacked my computer and do it. That yes, I was home, but a hacker hacked my computer and do it. You had to be able to prove that. So there were safeguards within there. Certain people didn't want to hear it. There are certain social media people right now, big in social media in Grenada, that were doing program in the morning and program in the evening and program in the night. Oh, NNP government, wicked. Look, they're trying to shut people up so you can't go there and say thing again. Look where we are now. And I remember my words very carefully, and it's in the Hansard. And anybody who is anybody could go back and find my exact words when we withdrew those sections, because we withdrew it. People say they don't want it. The New National Party administration, we had all the seats in parliament. We didn't say we being stubborn. We didn't say we being big-headed and pig-headed. It was removed. Yeah, the cabinet made a decision. They said, okay, people seem to be against this thing. They say that we're criminalizing speech. We're going to remove those sections from the law. Those sections were removed. I know, because I was the one that went back to parliament and read it in so that those sections could be removed from the original act that was put in place. And my words at that time will be, in due time, people will be calling to put back these same sections that we have taken. I said that in the year 2014, I believe it is. 2014, 2015. I think it's 2015. I said that people, the same people that were calling for those sections to be removed, will be calling for those sections to be put back. Yeah? Hans did not to bring the news. I hear it for myself. Because right now, the people who asked for those sections to be removed wish it was they. Because some of the same people, not too long, one of the same people that were there about, oh, the wicked, and they bringing this thing in, and we're not going to sit down on this, and this association need to get involved, and that association need to get involved. One of the same people, less than a month after, had a situation, a very embarrassing situation, and had to make the statement that they wish that that law was in place to protect them at that point in time. So it's not, you're not doing things helter-skelter and crazy. We know what we're doing. And we know what we have done. And we know the capability of the new National Party and what we can do and what we will do when we are returned to office. Because it's not if, it's not maybe, it's not might. The new National Party will be returned to office in the islands of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. The wind of change has started blowing already. And it go blow them out. They feel like St. Lucia. Stay there. All you go on. All you go on. Call the election and see. Call it. Just make the mistake and call it. Ring that bell and see what happened to you. You could be hearing that ringing in your ears for years after. Because down to you, Mr. Prime Minister, ain't winning your seat. I shall be telling you that tonight, the 3rd of December 2025, you, Deacon Mitchell, not winning your seat. Your mouthpieces, those who are benefiting, those who are driving the luxurious vehicles because they are getting the big contracts from government, those who are feeding at the trough of enrichment of the friends, the sycophants, and the fans of the Prime Minister and his cohorts, those who try to drown out the noise of the people who are living the reality of Grenada in 2025 will be taught a serious lesson at the polls. You see this finger? I just waited to stain it. Again, all you wait, bidim, bam. All you get in it. And I know my name on the list. You can't play wrong with that. And just remember on election day, all you feel that all your own seat, like the one in the south, and the Prime Minister, all you feel that all you own the seat. Just remember on election day, every single ballot box starts at 0. Even the candidates who you may consider to be nobody, they start on the same even keel with you on election day. The ballot box are 0. It's up to them to go and find the people and bring them in to vote. All you go learn a lesson. I ain't doubting it. I ain't doubting it. I ain't doubting it. And that's why I say to you all, check the voters list. Get involved. This is the 12th month of the year. You have a responsibility to find 12 new people before the end of this month. Tell them Merry Christmas, support New National Party. Whatever you have to do. But you have to find 12 people who have not been supporting the New National Party or have strayed. They were NNP supporters and they have strayed. You have a responsibility to bring those people back into the fold. And while you're doing that, I can't say it enough tonight, defend your leader. I'll tell you all something that I know for a fact. I'm not guessing this. I'm telling you for a fact. These individuals have already written their social media commentary, etc., in relation to the presentation to be made by Honorable Emlyn Pierre tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock that I hope all of you would be looking at. They already write it. Yeah? And it is full of negativity. They have nothing good to say about anything. Even before she says it, they have nothing good to say about anything that she says tomorrow in the parliament. And these are the same people as well who talking about respect and people on social media and have no respect. Why the Prime Minister don't talk to his team for the way that they speak to Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell and other members of the New National Party team, people who have dedicated their lives to the country of Grenada? When Hurricane Ivan passed and Emlyn Pierre organized groups of young people, up to 400 young people in different parts of the island, organized them into a group, and that group used to go around and build houses for people. Me, I see none of these people who sit down on the other side. They'll be cussing people and saying things. I never see any of them out there. I used to be out there with these young people. I used to be out there with them, so I know. When Emlyn Pierre had these young people out there fixing houses for people, doing roof for people, doing all sorts of positive activities, where were these people? These people were nowhere to be found. Yeah, and I can't take the call because yeah, it's not coming through properly on the computer, so it will just block me off. Yeah, but you see an individual, because there is no way that Deacon Mitchell can talk down to Emlyn Selina Pierre. But Emlyn Selina Frank Pierre, let me give us your full name. I ain't think Honorable Pierre, I miss any middle name there outside of Selina? I ain't think I miss any middle name. Oh, let me say good night to you, Mr. Pierre. Mr. Tafawa Pierre, good night to you, sir. Yeah, that's a gentleman. Now, if you are matching up Emlyn Pierre and what she has done for the country of Grenada to Deacon Mitchell is no way in the stratosphere of where the Honorable Emlyn Pierre is. Yeah, he's somewhere down to the core of the earth, and Emlyn Pierre past the space station, past the moon going. For all the things that she has done. So when Hurricane Ivan passed and she did that, she had her first child. And I remember her bringing that child in Pampers, change Pampers, out on sites with building taking place and thing, and you're having camp and so on, and he used to be there. The eldest son that you see playing man right now. It's a Tafawa Junior, TJ. Defend your leader. Where did you hear Deacon Mitchell during COVID? When all Grenadians put their hands to try and help the situation, where was Deacon Mitchell? Deacon Mitchell was firing workers in SGU. Emlyn Pierre was getting devices to children to continue their education. The same devices that they're cussing right now and saying about inferior and so on. The same devices. Emlyn Pierre was making sure that our children's education could continue. Emlyn Pierre was part of the cabinet, putting measures in place to try and protect Grenadians from the unknown. Because at that time, there was a lot of supposition and different things. We didn't really know what was the true situation in relation to COVID-19. We weren't sure. So you were facing an unknown. And Emlyn Pierre was one of the people that was there working to help protect Grenadians. And in the Ministry of Youth, with many of the programs that took place within the Ministry of Youth, it was Emlyn Pierre that was there, whether it was providing opportunities for young people in business, because they tried to give you the impression the only thing that the NNP had was Imani program, as if the Imani program was the devil. And some of you NNPites wouldn't say you're defending the Imani program. Yeah, you all wouldn't even defend. Yeah, you wouldn't even defend the Imani program. You all know the children that were able to buy fridge, stove, washing machine, add on a downstairs or a side piece to the parents' home. It have who buy car through the Imani program. There are literally thousands of them that got jobs through the Imani program. But you have people talking and making statements like slave labor. And the worst thing is that some of you that went through the program and benefit from the program are the ones that stay in quiet in relation to it. You all know the benefits that it created in your lives, and you all are staying quiet. You're not defending it for whatever reason. Yeah? And what has the NDC given young people? A prime minister that's trying to skank and can't skank. That while other prime ministers are going overseas and coming back with all sorts of benefits to their people, we have one that spends millions of dollars. I want to talk about $70,000 here and there, while they waste millions of dollars going overseas and come back with nothing but 1,000 donated cricket bat and kit. We're grateful for it. But do we have to, I mean, we could have spent a 500,000 and get that. And we wouldn't even have to spend a whole 500,000 and get that. But we spent millions of dollars. And the only thing that the Prime Minister can speak to that he has come back with for the people of Grenada is 1,000 cricket kits, cricket bat and shield and thing. And he brought it back. And let me ask the question, where's the developmental program in conjunction with the Grenada Cricket Association for the use of these equipment that has been given for the development of cricket in Grenada, in the school system and otherwise? Seb, put it out there. Let's all hear what is the developmental program that has been put in place so that when these cricket kits and them go out there, it ain't just sit down until a school ready to play cricket and so on, but that you develop the skills of the various players so that by the time next year you could hear somebody getting called up to the West Indies team or the junior squad or something like that, or the A team or the B team, whatever it is, that you could hear people getting called up. What's the developmental program? You get some cricket kits. What's the developmental program that works along with that? Because you see how these people think. They're thinking okay, yeah, we will tell them we get 1,000 cricket kits and everybody go jump up. Wow, yeah, they get 1,000 cricket kits. Wow, yes, we Prime Minister doing thing. Meanwhile, the pot empty. Meanwhile, they go in the supermarket and they shame. Because when they go in the supermarket, they have to go when they reach the counter and they start to count. So you see they're taking out thing and they're pushing it back. Ask the people who work in the supermarkets, they will tell you that they only have to be going by the counter, the cashier, and taking stuff and put it back on the shelf. Because the glasses, manning glasses in again. When you pull out 100, what you used to get for it this time last year, you ain't getting it now. You're definitely not getting it now. And I see them talking about, oh, they've reduced the cost of the 20-pound cylinder. Hey. And all you know, the 20-pound cylinder has been at the price it has been for, well, way over 10 years now, for quite a long time. So when in desperation, you see the NDC say that, oh, they have cost-cutting measures, they put the cost of gas, cooking gas, the 25 pound or 20 pound, whatever pound cylinder, that they put it down at $40. You have to know that some sort of mental retardation has started to take root in these people's brain, or that they're bipolar or something. Because there's no way that they can tell me that everything is right with them mentally when they make statements like that and expect us to remain quiet. They've reduced how much items and so on. What are the additional items that you're putting? What items are you zero rating? Are those the only items that people use? Because if you reduce VAT on these items and people are still seeing the price of items overall going up in the supermarket, then something must be done. Something is wrong and something must be done. But you're all boasting that, oh, we zero rate these items and reduce the VAT on these items and so on. But they don't care. Again, these people care not about you. They care about filling their pockets. So that is why Pinky Tukulooks and all of them could make the statement that they're making. They can make those statements because they believe that none of us wise enough to answer them. None of us could say anything. All of we could just take it. So the Prime Minister wants to visit every country in Africa. And then he say, well, every person must want to visit Africa. And that's correct. You're correct, Mr. Prime Minister. Everybody must want to visit Africa. But the taxpayers of Grenada does not be made to pay for you and your large contingents to go. And don't lie to the Grenadian people and tell them that these things are funded. Then why are you hiding the information regarding the travel that has been requested since the year 2022 by Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell? Why are you all hiding the information regarding the expenses that have been spent on travel? You all have bucket lists, a bucket are met anyway. That's where it is, Maria. Bucketa. You know what? So you want to visit every country in Africa. I want to visit every country in Africa too, but I don't expect the Grenadian taxpayer to pay for it. I'll go to Africa on my own time when the time comes. And I don't want to go to every country. There's certain countries I want to pass through. Yeah? And that's as a tribute to our grand aunt of mine. That's why certain places I want to go. And the time will come for that. But me don't expect that I will leave my government work and run it in Africa every 2 minutes. What is the benefit to the Grenadian people? What is the benefit? Yeah? You're talking about things happening. Yeah, what things happening? The things that happening is that people vehicle mashing up on the bad roads all over the country. And again, I'm not just speaking about Grand Anse Road. I'm speaking about throughout the island of Grenada. The things happening, ask the body workmen, ask the garages, ask the vehicle owners. The things happening is that people vehicle mashing up on the road, that you all taking extra money every year from, according to about 2 budgets back, they start taking extra money for road repair. Are you seeing the road being repaired for the extra money that they're taking on your license? That the things that happening. People vehicle mashing up. The things that happen is the PM using any excuse to jump on a plane and leave the country. And the things that happening is that nothing happening in ministries that he has charge of, and even those he doesn't have charge of when he go, because he's the chief cook and bottle washer, nobody's allowed to do anything unless he says so. So they can't go and do anything unless he says so, and he want to be here to oversee everything. But yet every opportunity comes, he jump a plane and he gone. And if he was going by himself with his security was one thing, but he has to carry his entourage. So he finds it necessary to use your Grenadian tax dollars. That is what happening. There's the things that happening. The things that happening is he uses your tax dollars to go and pay a cameraman to follow him all over the world, like if he feels he's Grenada's Beyonce. That is the things that happening. The things that happening is that there are people in Grenada right now. I know because they contact me. And I have to find a way to get somebody to give them a look at change. Some of you listening to this program know because sometimes I reach out to you to try and help people. They can't send their children to school because they're working anyway. They can't find a job. They're trying their very best to find a job, especially if they're in the rural community. They're trying to find a job and they can't get one. Yeah? And they have the children to send to school. And it's Talking Points that has had to help them. Or the listeners to Talking Points that has ended up having to help them. Or me myself had to dip in my empty pocket and help them. That's the things that happening. The things that happening is that some people they ain't even go into the supermarket because they don't want the embarrassment. They just don't have the money. Some people can't even pay a bus. Talk to the bus drivers. Some people cannot even pay a bus from point A to point B. That's as if they could bomb a ride to reach where they're going. That's the things that happening. Yeah, so when they're talking about things happening, yes, things happening. But say what the things happening are. Show me one new project that they have launched. Show me one new project that has created lots of jobs for young people. They spoke about IT and we're going to be doing IT and IT training and all sorts of things. Came back and asked the same young people that they sent in the program to pay them back for all the training that was supposed to have been freed and paid for by another entity. Ask me how much of these young people are working in that field right now that they make the big hullabaloo about in coding and all these areas. Ask them. They have to come out and answer those questions. Because the things happening is that they are a failure. Yeah, that is a thing and it's happening. They are a failure. I say I wasn't going 2 hours, but it looked like I reached in 2 hours tonight. Yeah? The things that happening is that the Prime Minister has a residence in Mount Royal. The Prime Minister of Grenada. When you applied for the job of Prime Minister of Grenada, you knew that the Prime Minister's residence was in a place called Mount Royal. You knew that the Prime Minister of Grenada stays in Mount Royal. The Prime Minister of Grenada decided that he ain't staying there, he's staying in another location. And the things that happen is the Grenadian taxpayer had to pay for it. So he had to pay for 2 facilities when he could have paid for 1. Or if he decided to stay in his personal house, that was another thing. But now you've got to try and maintain. And if we on Talking Points, this program, Talking Points, if we did not raise the issue and say, well, look, you all talking about you're staying in that house there, but you ain't even talking about rebuilding the one or remodeling the one or using the one that's there somehow. Then he comes out and he say, hey, well, we have plans in place. I'm looking to see it in the budget, and I'm looking to see the start date, the execution date. I want to know who's the contracting firm. I want to know who did the feasibility study and what the drawings look like. Because this is nearly 4 years after. Soon it will be 4 years that the Prime Minister has refused to live in the Prime Minister's residence. On the backs of all of us as taxpayers, because as like I doesn't pay tax, so there's more than pay. Yeah? That's the things that happen. The things that happen is that there are young mothers in Carriacou who, due to the fact that they are supporters of the New National Party or perceived to be supporters of the New National Party, they go give you lumber and they go take it back. And Pinky Tokolooks, they'll give you lumber and they go take it back. Sue me. That's the kind of thing that's going on in Carriacou. Or they will bring material and start to build, and then contractor go disappear. And remember, contractor getting money already, and now I hear they say they're bringing in what? Consultants or some kind of thing to do thing. More money for their friends. Take the consultant money and give it to the people at Carriacou and Petit Martinique and Mount Royal and in Bogles and wherever they are in Carriacou, Dover. Give it to the people in Carriacou. That's what you should do. Don't give it to your consultant friends. They're giving it to the consultants because they're looking for a mechanism to put more money into the hands of their friends who are then going to put that money into their hands. If they don't like it, bite it. Sue me. I ain't care, you know. I really don't care. Sue me. If what I'm saying, anything that I'm saying is untrue. Because me and no cowardly newspaper that go pull an article because some upstart in Carriacou feel his boss because he win a seat, go come and say, take it down, and I will go and run and take it down. What does that say for press freedom in Grenada? The same people who are talking about press freedom, and believe me, I will ensure that the World Press Body gets that full story so that when the ranking in relation to Grenada comes out, it is a truthful reflection of what is going on in Grenada. I'm going to make sure they know of people like Andre Donald, who the same Pinky Tokolooks in Carriacou come out on a program and speak about and say that they're taking the ads away from him so that there is a concerted government effort to shut down Real FM. I'm going to speak about it and I'm going to make sure that the world body knows. Because the world must know that things ain't all nice and well in Grenada. That the media isn't just there and everything all well and nice with the media. So if the media association ain't making the world body know, I go make them know. Remember, I'm a contacts too, I was Minister of Information and I've been involved in the media for over 30 years. So I just now them are the contacts, I am my contacts too. And it's not trying to make Grenada look bad, is making the world know the reality of what is going on in Grenada. Because the moment you speak the truth to outsiders and you tell them what the reality is in Grenada, oh, you're fighting down your country and you're trying to make your country look bad and says the same people that were the ones messaging the same organizations to say all kind of thing about the New National Party administration before. So what's good for the goose doesn't seem to be good for the gander. Yeah? That is the situation that our country finds itself in at this point in time. So when they come with all the grandiose boasts and all kind of thing, that's why they went up in Telescope and failed. Because I'll warn you all as well, there's a concerted effort, and that's why I keep telling you all during this program, defend your leader. New National Party supporters, I pray, please, all you, defend your leader. All you, defend your leader. If you don't defend your leader, you may find yourself with another 5 years are these incompetent individuals in charge of our state affairs. Up to now, we have never heard from the Prime Minister of Grenada what was the final decision in relation to the two issues that the US approached Grenada on recently again. One, the radar. Yes, we know there's a radar in Tobago. We do not know if it's the same radar that's supposed to come in Grenada. All we know is that there's a radar in Tobago. We do not know if it is the same radar that was supposed to come in Grenada. We also know that a request was made of Grenada to take people that have been deported from the US that are not Grenadian citizens. We have not heard from the government of Grenada if they have said yes, if they have said no, if they have agreed, if they tell the US government no. We haven't heard anything. Because it seems as though, again, it is on a need-to-know basis. So we are not told what the final decision will in relation to this thing. Because you know why? As far as they're concerned, we're not that important. But go and stand up in an NDC town hall, because none of the town halls, in fact, any of you that go in those town halls and so something had wrong with all you. Because the bottom line is all the town halls they've been having are NDC events. It is not government events. It's using government resources. But you see people coming out in the NDC regalia, and you can't ask a negative question there because you know they'll eat off your head. So it's an NDC function. Just say it for what it is. Yeah, we don't have to hide that. There's an NDC function. But they can go and stand up in those functions and attack me. But they won't tell you what is the situation with the radar. They won't tell you what is the situation with the American request to send deportees to Grenada. They won't tell you what is the situation regarding the fishing ban that in a few days will become reality for the fishermen of Carriacou, Petit Martinique, Guave, areas like Soubise and so on. They will not tell you the reality of what the situation is up to the time in relation to those issues. But they're going to focus on me as if I am that important in the mixing things in Grenada. Why? Because they have to answer to the Cinco fans out there. They have to answer to the crowd. And we understand that. We know what you're doing. You're going to pay. Eventually, you're talking about pay. All you're going to end up paying, believe me. That's all I have to say. But these are the things that are happening. Yeah? Speak to farmers. Speak to fishermen. The farmers that having their crops stolen and in some instances by really wicked people destroyed. They ain't even thieving it. Some of them, they go in the land and mash up the farmers' crops. Yeah, that's the things that happening. You go and you put on lights in a place and you leave the cables there to electrocute people, children. That's the things that happening. Yeah, speak about that. All you want to talk about that, talk about that. Where's the accounting in relation to Grenada's CBI program, the Citizenship by Investment program? And are government ministers still actively participating in the CBI program? That's the things that happening. All you want to know another thing that's happening? There is a two-pronged attack on the political leader of the New National Party. If all you're afraid to say it, I ain't damn well afraid to say it. Nobody can tell me nothing. Yeah, I'm saying it as it is. There's a two-pronged attack on the political leader of the New National Party. The bowel movement, as I call it, there's a bowel movement. As far as I'm concerned, that is. Who don't like to hear it, that is a damn business. Bowel movement. That organization and the NDC are working in concert to try and get rid of the political leader of the New National Party. That is why her victory on election night will be the sweetest of all. Outside of beating the Prime Minister, that'll be the sweetest of all. Yeah? All I will tell him is when you announce the election, they just park the two van there. because he ain't going to be going back in them. But there's a two-prong attack. So you see both of them working in tandem to try and get the leader of the new National Party out of the Parliament of Grenada to make her lose her seat. And it's not one group working and the next group doing thing. This is a plan. They are working together. Because the movement know they can't win no seat in Grenada. They know that. I know that. They know that. And those of you that can think critically know very well that they can't. This nonsense about them and who 2 independents win in St. Lucia, stupidness. Don't come around me with that dotishness. In 2021, those 2 so-called independents on the island of St. Lucia, Richard Frederick and Stephenson King, they ran with the support of the St. Lucia Labour Party. In other words, they were not independent of the St. Lucia Labour Party. The St. Lucia Labour Party told their voters to vote with these 2 people. So they were not independent. They were independent in name, but they were not independent. And the same just took place again this week in St. Lucia. So don't try to give people the impression that 2 independents when they are not independent. It is not the case. Just be realistic with the thing. We know some people have to grab onto any straw to believe that their movement or bowel movement or whatever could work. I hear the symbol is a roll of toilet paper because the bowel movement. I hear that symbol, I don't know. I see a thing look just like the UNC symbol in Trinidad. I know. Maybe they're affiliated with you. I don't know. But don't try to fool Grenadians. It's the same way. When they left the New National Party, they didn't have to go anywhere. You know? The New National Party never tell them go. They leave. And that is their democratic constitutional right to leave the party and go and form their own party. That is their business. So they could go, they could form their own party, they could run for election. Grenada is a free country, they could go ahead and do that. But if you can't do that, be attacking the New National Party and expect us to just sit down and take it, you're damn out of order. You can't be out there trying to undermine our political leader, trying to undermine our political organization, and expect that the New National Party must sit down and say nothing and just let all you do it. Just like when they left the NNP and they started going in batches. And they say, okay, all you here go and sign, and all you go and say, we're leaving the NNP and we're leaving the NNP. Listen, NNP win 15 seats without all you in 2013. Just remember that Peter David was not involved in the 2013 election campaign. In 2013, the NNP won 15 seats without all you. You all came in after we win 15 seats. And if anybody look at the number of the votes in each of the constituency, in the 2018 election, we won 15 seats again, but the number of votes dropped. So what votes all you bring? All you want to fool all yourself into believing that? The figures are there, go on the electoral website and check it. What boost did you all bring to the NNP that when all you go, all you damaging the NNP? We thank you all for your time within the New National Party. We appreciate all that you have done and the sacrifices that you have made. By the same token, don't think all you go come there and say all kind of thing about us and attack us and we go just sit down and be quiet. Don't think all you go be out there trying to undermine the political leader's seat and other seats and we go sit down there and just allow all you to do it. No, we standing up and fight all you. We standing up and fight all you. I ain't hearing all you out there in the comment section. We standing up and fight all you. As I see somebody mention Kate, yeah, all you ain't going up in St. Andrew Northeast and try to undermine Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis. Good night to your mom. We ain't not Tito. Good night to you. And I know wifey go vex. Good night, wifey. We ain't going to allow all you to undermine our people and just stay there and remain quiet and say, hey, well, they formed the party. We are nothing to say about that. We are nothing to say about that. I'm talking about it. Because there's a symbiotic relationship between the National Democratic Congress and that newly formed organization. They are working together to try and see the demise of the New National Party. And if you, the members of the New National Party, don't stand up to it, I dare say they may even be successful. Stand up to them. Because those who boasted there's the biggest political activists and the biggest politicalists and the biggest political that had absolutely nothing to do with when the New National Party returned to office in 2013. People get up and they leave the party. That is your business. You go and you leave. You come in, you go. Nothing wrong with that. Again, said we're thankful for the time that you've spent, the sacrifices you've made. We're thankful. So bye-bye. But go in peace. Because if you ain't going in peace, you'll go in pieces. It's one or the other. And that is not a threat as in a physical threat. There's a political threat. Go in peace or you're going to go in pieces. Because this nonsense about, oh, you could imagine you're in a political organization that has a convention that you are always able to challenge the political leader. You see, you're going and lose. You don't come to go and lose, or if you think it was so bad to come and win, you don't find so. You ain't stay in the organization and say, well, okay, I will have an opportunity soon again to get the leadership of the organization and stay within the organization and work towards that. No, you're going to form your own organization, all well and good. But don't expect the organization to just stay there and remain quiet. Don't expect us to sit down there and allow you to think that you won't get away with what you're doing. It ain't going to happen. It ain't, and you all know, all you can't silence me, because me afraid of you. Me afraid of you. I love all you, all is still my brothers. But all you get in it, go in peace or go in pieces. Stop attacking the New National Party. If you want to go out there and campaign, go out and campaign. But you see that bad-minded thing? That thing that how the Honorable Emlyn Pierre, you come and you're trying to get the Honorable Emlyn Pierre out? We ain't in that. We're not in that with all you. We're not in that with all you. We're saying it as it is. Who vex, vex. Ain't cost nobody. I'm just saying, don't expect us to lie down and allow you to do what you're doing and feel that that will be okay. Yeah? We ain't letting all get away with that. So, folks, as I mentioned earlier, because many of you came on late, as you can see, the setting is different tonight. It's not the normal setting for the program. I was kind of forced to come on and do this program tonight because there were so many messages that continued coming in. Cami called, various other people called. So much people were getting in contact with me about the program, that the program is not on. Who knows? I was extremely busy for the last month. There was no possible way. I couldn't even, I had planned that at least I'd be able to record a program during the daytime and air it at night. I could not even do that. Yeah. And I'm also not in a location, because I'm not an island. So I'm also not in a location that I could actually set up as I normally would set up and do the show and so on. So I've decided to do the show as much as I can and how I can on here tonight. Yeah. And I will attempt to do a show. I'm not promising, but I'll attempt to do a show tomorrow night. Friday night is out of it. I have an activity that I cannot avoid on Friday night. And we'll attempt for Monday and at least Monday and Tuesday of next week till I shift to the new location and I'll be able to do the show properly again. All right? Because, yeah, I keep changing locations and all of that with what I'm doing. So, again, I didn't even intend to stay on this long. I intended to only come on for 1 hour tonight, and look what ended up happening. I nearly end up for the full duration of our Talking Points program talking tonight. But there are many things, and I just want to remind you all, the Honorable Leader of His Majesty's Opposition, the Honorable Emlyn Pierre, will be on tomorrow morning from 9 a.m. with her presentation on the 2026 budget, the estimates of revenue and expenditure. And again, just to remind you all, the budget is not the speech that was read by the the Minister of Finance. That is the budget statement. The budget is actually a document that's close to 500 pages long. Yeah, that's the budget document. And she's going to be delving into that document and discussing various aspects of it while responding to various statements in the budget statement itself. So it's going to be a very interesting discussion. Yes, we know they intend to go and interfere and try and get her to go off track and okay, we expect all those kind of things. Yeah. And you'll also be hearing from the Honorable Dr. Clarice Modest. You'll be hearing from Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis. And of course, the man himself, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. You'll be hearing from the New National Party benches over the next couple of days. I am not too sure on what the schedule is like, but what I can tell you is that when each of our persons are on, we at Talking Points will be broadcasting. No, we're not going to broadcast the rest of them. They have all day manner disgusting and all these people. Let them go and broadcast the thing for them. We ain't broadcasting their stuff for them. We are going to broadcast our team, starting with the Honorable Emlyn Pierre tomorrow morning from 9 o'clock. So whatever you're doing, get your device. You can check on Talking Points and you'll be able to get the presentation by the Honorable Emlyn Pierre tomorrow morning. And we'll be sending out a little notice. Well, not on my end, but the party will be sending out notices to let you know when the others are on so that you'll be able to tune in and hear them as well. And then hopefully, as it's the budget, just in case we may rebroadcast some of that tomorrow night. So if I don't have the opportunity to come on in the format that I've come on tonight, at least tomorrow night we could rebroadcast the budget rebuttal by the Honorable Emlyn Pierre. And if any other member of the New National Party team speaks as well, we'll be able to rebroadcast that for you on Talking Points so that at least those of you that missed it live would have an opportunity to get it in the evening time again so that you'll know what is taking place in your country and with the budget that's being proposed. I've heard some people describe it as an election budget. Let's wait and see. I want them call election. I have absolutely no problem with that. I doubt the New National Party is the most organized political organization, not just in Grenada, but regionally. So they could go ahead and call election and see what happens. Call it now, plain man, call it. And see. They'll see what God deserving. Folks, I think that's all the time we'll have for Talking Points tonight. Well, Talking Points, mic check. Yeah, this is all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. I just decided I'd come on and speak with you and interact with you because I know it's been over a month now. Some people was out there saying, well, Sheldon go and Sheldon leave NNP and he go on the movement. All you crazy? No. Move me. I ain't gone no way. I ain't leaving. I ain't moving foot. I ain't gone no way. Yeah? I am a proud, bold supporter of the New National Party. And I'm a proud and bold supporter of the New National Party because I know, not I think, not I feel, I know that the New National Party is the best for Grenada. I know that the New National Party has brought development to Grenada before, and when that time comes, they will do it again. I know that our New National Party is respected internationally, respected regionally, and that our leadership of the New National Party is respected way outside of Grenada. And I know that when that time comes, when that bell rings, we will be returned to office. Folks, that's all the time I have for tonight. And whatever you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you again. I am out.